of the show
that informs, improves, and inspires racers everywhere.
The Northwest Race Report. The Northwest Race Report is brought to you by O'Hagan's Kart Supply, Lebanon, Oregon. You want to win? O'Hagan's wants to help. And by True Tech Automotive, Hazeldale, Washington. Get your car, truck, or tow rig repaired the right way, the True Tech way. And by Scott Seal Coat and Striping, Federal Way. For over 25 years, whether you're sealing or striping, you can count on Scott. And by Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, Speed City LLC, keeping racers on track with quality support and friendship. You're tuned in to the Northwest Race Report exclusively at terrybridges.com. And now back to your horsepower and performance hosts, Terry Bridges and Glenn Lippy Tower. Oh, what is going on, racers? Welcome to another edition of the Northwest Race Report. I'm your horsepower and performance host, Terry Bridges. And in the studio with me tonight are my co-host, Mr. Glenn Lippy Tower. What's going on, Lip?
It's all good in the hood tonight.
And, you know, he's been gone. He was under the knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. The loader, Jeff Eden, is back. What is going on, buddy?
Oh, I needed to do something different. I was bored sitting at home, and this no place I'd rather be but here.
Right on, right on, right on.
Everybody should know we have stairs in the house, so it took him a while to get up here, but we are glad to have him.
Who is on the chat line? Sean Carp. His first win ever comes in the Northwest Race Report. That's sweet. I love it. Tony Williamson. Yo. Ricky Worley in P3. Dave Chisholm. Brian Williamson round out the top 5. Well, tonight, as you saw, if you saw in the post, I got a couple of things. Driver and crew chief communication. That's the key to getting fast, or one of them. We got results. We got a big thing. Tons of results, and we're going to give you 8 racer mentality tips that you should have. Your driving mentality. So we'll see how close. And, you know, you can agree or not agree. That's fine. Tonight, our BLG in the seat live guests are 2-time back-to-back Salem Speedway LO206 Light winner Kevin Janders and the newest Ford Focus Midget Series driver, another female phenom in the works, Breanna Brostrom is going to be our guest. She'll be on first about 7:20 tonight. We'll be chatting with her, finding out a little bit about her and what her plans are. And then we'll be talking to KJ at about 7:35.
Does Swires ever stay home?
No, because he wanted, that's part of Janders' deal. He's been running that rent-a-ride thing, and that's what he's done. So right now, as a car owner, Ronnie Swires is 2 for 2.
Yeah, but he's in South Carolina.
Yeah, I know. He bailed out, I think, what was it? I don't know. It was this morning but he was there, and then he was gone. So, good stuff.
Busy man.
Yeah. How's everybody's week been? Okay.
I'm doing fair, so can't complain about that.
I had 2 days of absolute nightmare with this internet.
Oh.
I mean, 5 minutes, and I'd have it, and then I wouldn't have it. I'd have it, and I wouldn't have it. And then last night I thought I had it, and it worked, and then all of a sudden, at 1 o'clock it decides it's going to go out, and I'm like, I'm in this panic, right? It's like, oh my goodness. So fingers are crossed. I hope it's good. It was all that
thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I call it something else, but I can't.
Oh no, actually, it's been a good week for me. I'm up to walking about a mile a day.
Good.
Getting to my physical therapy. I'd like to give a big shout out to Double M for keeping my seat warm while I was sitting there home with my feet up on the couch with ice packs all over my knees, listening to you guys.
Yeah. So how'd we sound?
It sounded good. Actually, you got some really good comments from the wife the other night. She sat there and listened too. She goes, "Man, look, those guys have some fun."
We
We
do.
try.
Yeah, we
try.
do. Yeah, it is. I mean, I mean, it is the wheels aren't always on. Sometimes they're wobbling, but I mean, all for all. Hey, we're gonna be here, right? That's how we're gonna become news. We're just gonna outlive them. Longevity, I think is that the right word?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Kyle says it's like Where's Waldo, but Ronnie doesn't have any stripes.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Wow. Wow. Well, he said that. Yeah. Yeah, Scott Keeney in the house. He ran pretty good. So anyway, yeah. So that's what's been going on. This just in, hot off the press. I want to do this before we get going so I don't forget it. But those of you that are, and this is two-cycle related, but those of you that remember the Oregon Two-Stroke Championship, it's still around. It's actually doing awesome, actually. But they had a little name change. It's now the Open Two-Stroke Championship. Now, let me clarify something here. Open does not mean, like open like you think, like methanol, like twin carbs, like all the crazy, no. It means they're racing in Oregon and Washington, and it's open to all types of karts as long as they're two-stroke. And so the Open Two-Stroke Championship, presented by Word Racing, is excited to announce a 6-race series in 2018. So that's good stuff. On July 21st, and they're partnering with SEMA, Claudio Valiente and those guys up there in Sumas. They're going to have the biggest gathering of shifter karts in the Northwest in over 15 years. And I'm glad to say that the Northwest Race Report, bringing it to you first, that good news. So SEMA, they're a huge supporter of two-cycle racing, so it just goes hand in hand. They had, the last couple events, they had shifter fields in the 20s. And so did Sumas. So it's going to be a big deal. And then they've had double-digit fields in the tag. So I guess tag is kind of making a comeback. They're going to have a huge national-style event with club-level pricing and the camaraderie and fun of the Open Two-Stroke Series. So it's going to be off the hook. So July 21st, 2018, you need to mark your calendars for that because it's going to be pretty cool. They're also going to still race at Pat's Acres, McMinnville for the majority of their shows. Tri-Cities, that was a huge thing, the night race. I mean, who wouldn't want to go there? But they pulled the racers, and it was 9-1 in favor of this year's race up in Washington. So it's going to be awesome. They've got a huge bunch of prizes, and again, they've got the cheap club level entry fees and other incentives to keep costs low and participation high. So if you have a two-stroke, man, come and run that Oregon the Open Two-Stroke Championship Series. Shifter or tag, old or new, they got a place for you. So, and that's their tagline. Get it? Tagline. Yeah. So good stuff. Randy Word and Word Racing. He's got a new shop too, by the way. I think it's out Oregon City way, and it's pretty cool. It's just a small one, but it's a place where he's got some karts, and it's pretty cool.
Making it happen.
A kart shop, which is what we all miss.
Yeah.
Do you? How many times did you used to go to the kart shop?
Well, I still frequent Kartorama, so
Yeah. There's something about going to a kart shop, isn't there? I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love hanging around Phil's.
Yeah. I mean, he had a really nice shop, but so did a lot of places. But I mean, Humble still got one. But there was a lot of these guys that were in their garage, I mean, just trying to get dealer pricing. That's all it was, but storefronts, they were cool. I don't know. I miss it. I mean, I remember when I first started, they had, it was called the Kart Shop. That was the name of the place, the Kart Shop. And, of course, Hager 4 was going on there. But it was, dude, it was killer, I mean, I don't know. I always enjoyed it anyway. So if you hear my dog howling, I'm probably gonna hang my wife because I don't, she knows Wednesday nights I need to have this, and so she decides she's gonna go shopping and do all this stuff Wednesday night. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mr. Bridges, how you doing there, Kevin?
Oh, KB, Justin Beard in the house. What is going on? And so, what do you think, guys? Should we get going on some? You got some results too, right? No, Lippy.
I know. I'm working late. I was lucky to make it here.
No, that's all right. Oh, let's see.
I did love your comment about traffic last week.
It's time for Winner's Circle Wednesday, brought to you by Tees and Tops.
What all did you hear about Salem?
Only good stuff.
Really? What'd you hear?
Only good stuff.
Wow. Okay. What'd you hear?
That they have a new class.
Yes, they do. And what is that?
It is the Open Yamahas. Well, let's just clarify that. It's stock appearing, so what they're trying to do down there with that class, if I may elaborate a little bit and have the time, is to try and draw in some of the people that have or do have some of the older Yamahas that maybe have some fudge work on the insides of them, or just a little bit something that doesn't allow them to run under the IKF rules. So we're not asking for anybody like myself to bolt a reed cage onto the front of it and drag it out of the garage and come down there and beat up on everybody. It's just something for the Yamaha class, i.e. the guys that run them in row that like to push the envelope a bit and not going to pass any kind of IKF tech. So it still allows you to bring it down there and have some fun with it without getting too crazy. So it's something that our club hopes to be pursuing as well. We're probably even going to maybe put some tech tools together for it to keep it on the, from getting stroke motors, from getting big pistons in them, and getting carburetors that are way too big on there. We're just going to do some no-goes and some different things that'll be easy to tech to make it a more of a fun class, and to be able to bring out some of that stuff that maybe somebody has tried an experiment on, and maybe it worked and maybe it didn't.
Yeah. But in this case, it's all about getting entries. It's
Absolutely.
not about trying to get, super motors and all this stuff, because I can see this getting out of hand rather quickly.
Right. It has a Yamaha head on it. Is that good? No,
Right.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, come on, guys. I think we all know what it's supposed to be, right?
Exactly.
No tire rule. I think that was an issue. So they really now, hopefully they'll show up, because they had huge turnout. They had 20 in light and 26 in heavy. They had 18 in pro.
Yeah.
That's killer. So anyway, but Salem went on. It was not bad. 3 in light, and
It's 2 more than last time.
Yeah. They had to combine them because was. But Presley Culver won the kid kart. Brennan Gregg Jr. 2-4. UAS Jr. Breanna Fuller. She looked good, by the way. Predator went to Austin Henderson, Clay Debin, Ryan Craven, otherwise known as the Fart Cart. I think you're the one that said you like Predator better. It sounds more professional.
Yes, sir.
Super Sport Heavy. This was, wow. So Angel brings her clone out, and forget it. It was over.
She wiped him with it.
Oh, wiped him. That wasn't even, wipe was a nice word.
Wow.
It wasn't, they actually, it was so bad that Leach and Jay had to go over there and say, hey, is that thing legal for this? She mopped them. Mark Wooten second. The Hurricane, Tim Hurley, was back, and he was third. Kevin Janders wins 206 light. That was another big deal. That's 2 for 2 for Janders. And he brings a buddy. And listen to this. Leonardo Barrego. And the kid's good. He is really good. He was second. Kyler Culver third. KT Heavy, another one interesting. Phil Fow was in the Zen. He was so fast. It was like the old Fow, right? He was a monster. He wins it. Brandon Day second. Scott Keeney was third. He gave Scott a punt. He said, yeah, I know. I don't know what happened because I was watching coming down the backstretch going into 3. And, I mean, it's dead center, but it's not just a neck breaker, but a back breaker. I mean, he hit him so hard. I mean, I'm sure his, went sliding up into, it was like, what are you doing? He says, well, this is my close. He says, I went up and apologized. I don't know. I was closing so fast. I don't know. I just kind of, like, dude, all you had to do was go to the, just cornholed him.
Ouch.
Yes. KT Light, Bailey Jean Sucic makes her debut.
Woohoo!
And she wins it, only to roll over the scales light. So that gives a win to another one that's finally back. That's Melissa Eicher. She wins it. Darren Brown was second. LO206 Sumo. Hatch brings out the new ride.
Uh-oh.
He and Rutledge went at it.
Oh, Rutledge is tough.
But no match for the Hatchinator.
Oh, yeah. New chassis, huh?
Normandin was second. Brian Green's been on a tear. He was fourth, I think. I don't think he was all the way happy with it. But UAS Open, Tony Williamson wins it. And I got to say this. That time off, time will tell, but personally, I think that time off helped him immensely.
I seen
he was way better driver.
Somebody the video that was shot. He looked good through the corners, and I thought, wow.
He drives that thing completely different now. I don't know. I was impressed.
Good
for sure. So I was happy for him too, because that took. Nobody thinks about it, but to step down and get out of your ride. Everybody said, "What is scary? It was too fast?" Or no, man. He just needed. It might have been a little more than what he was thinking it was, and that's okay too. But either way, he took himself out, and that was the right thing to do.
But sometimes you need to pull yourself back to look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, and Bob Kemmer said that Brandon Finch helped a lot in some stuff too. So, I believe you can learn when you're out of the seat. As long as you're watching the right stuff. Dan Kravitz was second. Justin Beard third. Beard looked okay. He didn't have his body work and everything all squared away. Jared Storer was there, Area 51. They struggled a bit, but they were just shaken down anyway. So that's what's happening there. And then this weekend is the 2-day show for the cage carts and dwarfs and mini stocks and the whole shebang. That'll be Saturday, Sunday. Open practice on Friday. So what about the Sanderson Motorsports deal? Have you heard about them? It's crazy.
I have. I want to address something. Bradley Shaw, yes, we do want you down there, and yes, we do have a place for your KTs. So bring it, big boy. Bring it.
Well, wait a minute. What's he asking?
He's saying that he don't want the Monroe Yamahas down there. Yes, we do. We have your own class now, so bring them on down. We got a place for you. Bring it. Don't make me build one.
Well, hang on, Shaw. Wait a minute. So, yeah, and now he's asking as if he doesn't know this. He does know this because we've talked on Facebook. So that statement right there, I don't know where that came from, but that's he knows better than that.
Bring it, Shaw.
Because we were just talking about it. No, he's the one saying, well, I don't know. I got to talk to Renee, and I got to get tires. I'm not going to run on treads, and, blah, blah, blah. Come on, Shaw. Man, oh, man.
Bring it.
Yeah, bring it, dude. And if it's legal, let's see what you can do in the legal class.
I'll bring my legal out there and spank you. Come on. So back to what you were saying, though.
So anyway, Sanderson Motorsports.
This is the topic that's gotten some serious time on Facebook,
dude. 2-day national, and we'll get because I know where you're going with that. And let's see, night one, Clone 500 to win. They had 33 or 35 entries.
Great numbers.
Shane Wiggins, Donald Heiser, Austin Van Hoff in the B main number 1. B main 2, Thomas Heiser, Frankie Ludorf, and Donnie Heiser. A main, $500 goes to Tyler Richardson, Buddy Shelton second, Derek Wallace third, Logan Clay, and Ryan Fernandez. Stock appearing, Richie Goulart, Christian Hickman, Kyle Labrie, Pure Stock, Phil Goulart, Ken Robinson, Brad Holbach, Junior Flat Cart. Sorry, Ronnie. That's what they call it. Connor Cruz, Austin Pugh, and Emily Van Hoff. Night 2, Clones, 1,000 to win.
Nice.
They had the Giddy Up High Horse Shuffle, which was determined the lineup, positions 1 through 8. Tyler Richardson, Derek Wallace, Buddy Shelton, Al Garoso Jr., Logan Clay, Ryan Fernandez, DJ Shannon, Kyle Labrie. That was your top 8, and that's how they lined up in the feature. The B main went to Shane Wiggins, Tim Cruz, Caleb Shelton. B main number 2 went to John McKinley, Jeremy Davis, and Thomas Heiser were your top 3. In the feature, Buddy Shelton takes home $1,000. Derek Wallace second, Thomas Heiser third, fourth was Don Heiser, fifth was Tyler Richardson. Stock appearing, Christian Hickman, Ryan Delisle, Richie Goulart, Ryan Fernandez, John Pugh, Elizabeth Porter, and Braden Morton were in the junior flats. Did he win that 1,000 to win? Is that where the fuel issue was?
Yes.
They have him 5th. So I don't know. That's what they had him. So I don't know how that is. Usually if it's fuel related, so I don't know. Maybe they made an adjustment. I don't know.
heard he won it and then got DQ'd.
Right. And I think it was kind of the same deal like our boy Welker down in Arizona, right? I think they put it in a. I don't know. That fuel thing is. I guess it was way bad though.
Yeah.
I mean,
but what I didn't understand, if he took the fuel out of that tank and took it up there and had it tested before they raced, how did it become so different between there and there? There was that's huge difference.
Yeah, I can't answer that, but that would be a little.
It just didn't. It
didn't jive.
Yeah, it didn't jive. And and I read all the Facebook stuff, and I don't know. It was hard for me to take a side or I understand one part, I understand the other part. I mean, I've seen sprint car guys go across the scales and be 10 pounds light, but that's how they play the game. They want to be on that number. So do we do it with the fuel too? I don't know. I just but that's talking weight. I mean, I remember everybody ran the Grand Nationals down, the 4-stroke Nationals down in California, and at Reading, and then they all came up here, and there was a race after that at Pat's Acres. So they gave them quite a bit of leeway this way and quite a bit of leeway that way, right? And almost everybody that ran the Nationals flunked, right? So whatever was in their tank, maybe it was in their whatever, I don't know. But Lippy, I think that's where, what did you say? We're going to dump all the fuel together and in one big barrel, and then you can come and get your, and that's really the only way to police that. I mean,
It is the only way to police it. And Joe Stackman chimed in on this deal. And just to let you know what can happen to this is, his son was in a heated battle in Junior 2, and his fuel was checked beforehand. It was good. So the race happens, everything else. After the race, the fuel failed. And so he's like, no. And so they rechecked it. Fuel failed. So he took the DQ, but he went another step further. Why did it DQ? The 4th place cart had his fuel in it, and it passed. So things aren't adding up. So he's trying to figure it out. So he tests the fuel again in his jug. Fuel tests fine in his jug. He pours it into the tank. Once it's into the tank, it doesn't pass. So, okay, it's a tank. No, what actually it was the funnel. It was the funnel. He used the funnel for his 2-stroke mix, and he also used it for his 4-stroke mix. So it was just residue left in the funnel that was enough to trip the meter off far enough to put him in a DQ.
Wow.
So we're talking 2 drops maybe of a foreign substance is all it took to send this thing off the charts. So it's very minuscule amount that can throw these things off. So it's I like Gill and I like Fernandez a lot, but I haven't raced with them enough. I don't know their pit. I don't know them, but
I do.
Anything can happen, whether it's shenanigans, somebody else adds something, you do something that you weren't thinking, you use the wrong funnel. I know he stated that they put a brand new tank on it for this race just for that reason. So does that mean the other tank was contaminated? So could it have been something as simple as the fuel line that pushed onto the bottom of it enough to set that scale off? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate. Nobody likes to see that. Nobody likes it to happen, but it happened, and there it was, and that was a big number.
Well, see, and the problem here in lives, too, is it's almost like when you go to court. Even though you're accused of it, even if they acquit you,
yep,
the fact of the matter is you were still accused of it, and it's hard to shake that.
Absolutely.
That's the real bummer there. But I know Fernandez, I know Gill. I would stake my life probably on. I say probably, but I would. They're not. They don't do that. I could be wrong, and they could fool me, but I seriously doubt that.
Like I said, I like both guys,
Mm-hmm.
so but I'm not going to make a call on that deal. It was unfortunate, but what it was is it was tested several times. And for me, the problem would have been he tested it beforehand because he had a question. For me, that wouldn't have been, it would have been dumped out. I would have just gotten new fuel. If I physically had a question, my fuel was a different color than everybody else's before I started, that would have been good enough for me to dump it out and get fresh.
But but like what you said, what if you weren't thinking about it and you used that funnel?
Yeah, but right here's what Renee says it. Cody Welker got DQ'd at last year's Holiday Classic because he had pump gas in the fuel jug at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So
those things are that'll tell you how sensitive it is.
It's extremely sensitive.
Yeah. So So good. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but rules
terrible.
are rules, and numbers are numbers, and a couple of checks, and you it doesn't lie.
Right.
So
and I haven't heard, at least I haven't seen or heard a whole lot of Fernandez. He hasn't been wailing on anything. So I don't think. I'm sure he wasn't pleased, but
no, he's voiced his opinion, and he's unhappy, and he's a good person. So he's voiced his opinion, and he's letting it lie now. He's
mm-hmm.
Well, he said he's done. He's not going to race at the barn anymore, and then that's his choice.
Yeah, see, and that's too bad. That right there is too bad because, they have a job to do, and you look at all these things. You can't. The number's the number. It's like, yeah, I know you checked it earlier, but hey, a lot happens in between. They can't be trying to police all this stuff ahead of time. But the only way they could do it is like they do it to Supernats, where you check your jug in. You get a ticket, and when you want to fuel, you push up there, give them your ticket. They bring you the jug. You fill it, give the jug back. That's sometimes I think, maybe that would cure a lot of stuff, right? Tires and fuel and all that stuff. And you just check that stuff, and and if you don't have the ticket, you better not lose it. You better not lose it, because otherwise you won't be getting any fuel, or you'll, have to go do it and go through the whole rigmarole to get the stuff checked in and all that. But it's, wow, that's too bad. Well, that's the way it goes. That's too bad. Ryan, if I were you, I'd reconsider that statement of not running at the barn, because I think you should.
Well, and
think of the sport.
It's not just the sport. So he has something at stake now. He's been put on the line, whether it's true or false. It's not for me to decide, but he's been put on the line. So for me, it would be I would be washing all my stuff. Everything would be clean, and I would be coming back next week and spanking them the exact same way, making sure that everything was above the board so that I could prove a point that,
Right.
that here it all is. I'm here again. I spanked you again.
Exactly. So now you don't go back or you're done racing. That almost is an admission of maybe there was some foul play there. But
Yeah, but that's also that's said in frustration.
yes.
And it's what I would do. It's
absolutely.
not necessarily what he would do. That's what I would do.
That's probably that is the way I would handle it too. But WHR Motorsports up at Monroe, KT Light. Anybody see the video on Ronnie? That was cool.
Oh.
That was really cool. Leave it to the Rocket. I've never seen him that talkative, man. What did he take a talk pill or something? That guy's afraid of mics. He's afraid of
He did a pretty good
yes,
job of
he
showing
did.
you what you got.
And then
there.
he's racing. He's turning the phone around, looking at his helmet. I mean, Reese Wickard wins light. Bradley Shaw second. Andrea Smith third. Robbie Price and Jamie Barnes win the two last chance qualifiers to get in. Winner win on. 20 in light, 18 in pro. Spencer Constance, Andrea Smith, Ronnie Cox. 40 plus. Ronnie Cox, Mickey Thompson, and Keith Wickard. Mini kart, Brooklyn Constance, Danny Constance, McKenna Morgan, Schoolboy, Tyler McLeod, Levi Hurlis, and Alexis Sundholm. Quarter midget Animal, Chase Whitney, Cooper Anderson, Madison Hoppy, KT Heavy, Jesse Clark, and James Bundy win the last chance. The feature, Bradley Shaw, Spencer Constance, McKenna Mowat.
Wow, bring it, Bradley.
Yep. But I'll tell you, dude, the gutter won't work at Salem.
You can try it.
You can try it, but it's not like there. And that was 2 days. And then finally I've got the Lakeport. They had Clone, Scott Morgan, August, Chamati, and Chris Robertson. And then in Predator, it was Logan McLean. God, I hope they had more than just 4. Well, they did. They had the 4. But that's what he listed. So I'm sure they had more other stuff. But I like that giddy up, high horse shuffle. That's how they lined up for the. Hey man, that was kind of cool. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about driver and crew communication. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You check your shop list, you check off things on your racing to-do list, and you constantly check your micron at the racetrack. But what about when that little check engine light comes on in your car, truck, or tow vehicle? Do you check that or just ignore it? Most can't be bothered, but there is nothing worse than breaking down on the way to a big race or vacation getaway. It's time to start treating and checking your car, truck, or tow rig the right way with a visit to TrueTech Automotive for a preventative maintenance service before it costs you more than that big race or vacation getaway you're looking forward to. With 10 service bays, NAPA-certified car care technicians, along with award-winning customer service, TrueTech gives you one less thing you have to check.
Get it done right the first time with the right parts at the right price. And how's this for right? Use the discount code NWRR and receive TrueTech's In the Family Racer discount of 25% off all preventative maintenance and vehicle repairs. Just another way, TrueTech has been helping their customers keep their vehicles in check since 2008. TrueTech Automotive, 6900 Highway 99, Suite A, Vancouver, Washington. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 360-571-2302. That's why I hate turning that off. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. So, man, all that. So we're talking about driver and crew communication, but before that, I said if you have to cheat, all you're doing is saying that you're not as good as who you're racing with. You're just admitting that I can't beat you under the same rules, so I have to cheat in order to do it.
We do not endorse that.
I don't. So whatever that is. So, I mean, anyway, that's just what I'm saying. That's all that is a admission of you're not as good. So, and then now we're talking about driver and crew communication because we know that the days of going racing by yourself are done, gone, over, and it's pretty tough. So you got to have somebody there to help you. But that communication is the key for building corner speed week in and week out. I mean, you got it. It's they say here communication between the driver and your crew or crew chief, however you want to call it, to provide informative feedback is paramount. And so we went on to say that you accept the driver's feedback as is and then strive to understand that communication. If the driver isn't satisfied with the cornering of the car, then some corrective action must be taken to make sure they're comfortable. Says the driver may have trouble expressing what it's doing, but strive to understand the true problem. The problem may be different from his feedback, but there is a problem that still needs to be identified and addressed. You were saying, then you said, hey, you got to figure out what the turns are and whatever, and they go on to say that's exactly what you need to do. But it also says here, keep the egos out and listen intently. Offer suggestions about different potential changes and address the driver's concern. Realize that all drivers use their own style and that a previously successful setup from another driver may not work for someone utilizing a different style. Adapt to the current driver instead of forcing him into a mold.
Yeah, I agree.
But it says what you just said, Lip. Break the corner down to invoke clear feedback. So it says feel the car and communication and communicate the characteristics of the car in order. Express feelings about each section of the corner without too much emotion. Express what the car is doing before suggesting any chassis changes. Boy, how many times have you seen that, right? I'm going to do that, you haven't even really, you're not even sure. Proper corner feedback provides a lot of information to assess. And so making different suggestions at the same time interferes with the driver's ability to clearly express the feeling from what the car is doing to the crew chief. So, and provide that information in digestible amounts. Allow the crew chief to analyze the information before suggesting changes. And after the crew chief has analyzed the driver feedback, tire temps, everything else, stagger, then it's open and appropriate to talk about changes. Give your crew chief the benefit of the doubt on the close calls. Avoid running around the pits, getting random advice, and take your best information and make a decision.
Yeah, I have to agree, and just for the young adults out there trying to build good etiquette and not just throwing them in the cart and let them go out there and go around the track. You can do that, but after you do that, walk the track with them and explain where things are and what things are, and then you'll get more positive feedback as they can absorb and understand more about what they're supposed to be doing and when they're supposed to be experiencing it. So many times I just see parents that put their kids in the cart and send them out there, and as soon as they get them off the track, they're out of the cart and off playing again, and they don't ever try and teach their kids anything about the track or what happens on the track or why you're out there on the track.
Just to go put your foot down and go fast.
Yeah, it's so critical to do all that, to build a good racing relationship with your driver, to understand everything, to make sure that everybody's in sync. It's crucial if you want to be a winning team.
Well, I wanted to say, and there's what they see here, and I think it might be, I don't know. There's 6 sections of a corner.
Wow.
At least that's what they have here. Let's see. Well, no, actually, there's 5. There's corner entry. This is where the driver lifts and begins braking. This is where maximum brake pressures occur. The cut zone. The cut zone is the area just past corner entry where the car begins to turn or cut down into the corner. Brakes are usually applied strongly, but brake pressures are decreasing as the car passes through the cut zone. The middle is the area just past the cut zone that contains the actual apex of the turn. The acceleration zone is just past the middle, and it's the part of the turn where the driver gets down harder on the accelerator. Good roll through the middle and strong ability to get on the throttle, get the throttle down, sets the car up for a good turn exit, and that's the next one. The exit is the area just past the acceleration zone where the car makes the final approach to the straightaway. Steering input is reduced to 0 and throttle pressure is increased to the maximum. What do you think? Are you down with that, or is it broke down too much?
That does complicate it for a young mind.
Right.
But for an older adult, that is pretty accurate.
Perfect. And this might be a little bit on the techie side, but still, you can take this and break it down. You can shorten. I mean, you could say, okay, we're going to go with entry, middle, and exit, and go that way with just 3 of them, right? And then maybe the younger kids. Obviously, in kid karts, I mean, you know, they're not going to be able to tell you much. And it really doesn't matter. They're not really running for anything anyway. But as you get up into the juniors and stuff, I think it is crucial to start training them, or at least talking the lingo. And you know who does a really good job of this, I think, is Glenn Borden.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he taught classes for the quarter midget class out when we were running in Raymond, and he is a wealth of information. He understands everything and is a great communicator to the kids.
Right, but I mean, I know with Devin, he very rarely he lets Devin talk, and then he doesn't really. I mean, they may discuss it, but the times I've watched is then he takes that info, goes and thinks about it, and then comes back and says, Devin, I'm going to put this here, and and then just does it. So, I mean, I think he does. That's one of the first things that came to my mind when I read this is they do a nice job communicating. I mean, and you can get your own. It doesn't have to be this, but it's you should sit down before you go out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is,
well, and that's like Devin and Dan West. Their communication is impeccable between the two of them, just like when we were listening to him that night talk.
Mm-hmm.
He believes in what his dad, he comes in, he says it. Dan sits back, thinks about it. They get together, they make the change.
Right. Well, Bob Jeffrey, when Wayne Felch was crewing for him when he was running the Outlaw stuff, Bob told me, he says, you know what, Wayne could come and say we're going to put square tires on for the feature, and I would still think we had a shot to win. So that's pretty I mean, that's confidence. You bet it is. And it's huge. Confidence is everything. But if you are struggling, take a step back and try this stuff. I mean, it's got to be better than what you're doing if you're not getting the results you're thinking you need. And just draw a corner and break it down where you're going to, whoever you're working with, and just break it down into, okay, here's where I want to, and they say do it in order. So, entry affects exit and so on and so forth. Everybody, that's the basic 101, but still break it down and discuss what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and what a tick tight is and a tick loose is, right? That's different for everybody. So anyway, that is what's going on here in very shortly. Oh, crud. Where are we at here?
Michelson's got a good take on that. He says my corners are usually consist of loose, push, and more loose. So
yeah. Well, at 7:20, we're going to be talking to Breanna Brostrom from. She's one of the new Ford Focus midget drivers. It'll be her first season, so we'll see. She'll give us a buzz here shortly.
Kind of like what Ricky Worley says here.
What does Worley say? We started using the receiver in junior drivers on practice days to be able to coach actively instead of having to wait to get to the pits. That's
a great idea.
yeah.
You know, you can work with them on their corner. Hey, you need to move up a little bit in one, or I think that'd be a great deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Kyle Keenan says communication varies greatly with the driver too. For instance, the way I teach Janders is almost opposite from how I teach Jordan. All righty, it's time. Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. So tonight our guest is, another female phenom in the making, I do believe. She is going to be running the Northwest Ford Focus Midget Series. So welcome to the show, Miss Breanna Brostrom. Hey, Breanna, what's going on?
Hi, Terry. I'm good. How are you?
Really good. So tell us a little bit about Breanna Brostrom.
Well, I am a senior at Lake Stevens High School this year. I am someone who's very passionate about racing. It's how it's always been. I've grown up around it. I've loved every minute, whether it's, on the track racing or simply going to watch. I'm always there. I love it. I'm a very spirited and, I guess, outgoing person. I'm competitive and always up for the challenge.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So, most girls, it's Barbie dolls and more girly stuff. How did you get started in motorsports?
My brother Jacob and I actually went out to WQMA's ride day, I believe 2009, and from then I was hooked. I grew up playing with Barbie dolls and always had that around, but it never compared to racing and being out at the track.
Yeah.
Never did. That wasn't enough.
Right. So that means did you actually start in 2009? Or was it the next season? Okay.
I started driver's training in 2009, and my first race was in 2010.
Wow, cool. And so you've been at it a while then, because you did you
Yes.
Did you graduate from the quarter midget ranks?
Yes, I did. I aged out.
Okay. So let's see, how long is that? That's 6 or 7 years. That's wow.
Yeah, and my brother ended up starting before me, but while he was racing, I was always out of the track.
Mm.
So.
Who was better, your brother or you?
Oh, definitely me.
So with that being said, then what do you have some goals or aspirations that you're wanting to accomplish in motorsports, or is it just something that you're going to do and just enjoy it?
It's a little bit of both. I want to definitely grow with this series this year. I'm so thankful that I get the opportunity to race with the Ford Focus midgets this year. I'm excited to be running with a variety of drivers and just looking forward to getting started and seeing where this series takes me.
Yeah, absolutely. So was there a deciding factor that made you pick the series, or did Dad say, hey, do you want to run this? And you said, yeah, I'll do it, or?
I've always had this passion for racing, and my parents noticed that, and so they kind of got started to talking and kind of stirred up conversations at dinner table and talked about it from there. And Dad made me come up with a list of, what series I wanted to run, and this has always been at the top. I want to run on dirt. I want to run a Focus midget. Then you had whatever came below it, but that was always at the top of my list.
So did you have others that were in there? Did you have others on the list?
we had talked about legends and carts, couple other series, but nothing was going through with me. I was very focused on what I wanted to run, and it was determined. I wanted to run a Ford Focus Midget on the dirt.
That's sweet. So now, did you go to many races to watch them last year, or?
I got up to Deming as much as I could at the races that they were there. I love going up to Deming. I've been to Skagit a couple times, and dirt racing is one of my favorite series to watch. Always has been. Yeah,
for sure. So what are you looking forward to? Let me back up a little bit. So you had others on the list. So karting, some of the other legends and all that. Was there a reason why you ruled those out? Was it just the type of car, or was it?
Since I aged out of quarter midgets, and as I was even in quarter midgets, I was always like, I want to run on dirt. If I had a next step to racing, I wanted to run on dirt. I enjoyed asphalt racing in the time that I was running quarter midgets, but I wanted to branch out from the asphalt and try out dirt. It's always been something that I've dreamed of.
Wow, sweet. So you're saying you've never raced on dirt yet, then?
I raced a couple races at Elma on the dirt for quarter midgets, but not for Focus Midgets or 600, anything like that.
So did you enjoy the dirt quarter midget racing better than the pavement once you did it, or?
I definitely did enjoy the dirt racing, and it was something new. It kind of threw a mix in there.
Right.
And instead of running asphalt all the time, it gave us an opportunity to run on dirt and see what it was like.
Right. So now I'm assuming I saw the picture. You've got a new car. So what kind of car did you get?
It is an updated stealth midget. It has had many updates made to it. It's a really nice car, super clean. The person that we bought it from, he's a great guy. Did a super nice job of cleaning up the car and making it well presented for us.
You got that from Auto, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice car. I've known Jurgensens for quite a while. They're good people.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, honestly, I mean, hey, you're in. That's the main thing. I mean, so many people got it. Doesn't matter how many updates it's had or anything. If it's a nice car, a good car, a straight car, and you're getting to go, heck yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So how many races are you guys planning on?
As many as we can. We haven't really determined the number that we are racing this year, but we're going to try to get out to as many as we can.
Come down to Elma and run the big track?
What was that?
Are you going to come to Elma and run the big track?
Yes, we plan on it, and I'm looking forward to it.
No kidding. Man, that's awesome. That is really awesome. So your passion comes from somewhere. I mean, what is it about motorsports that gets you so passionate? Is there anything in particular?
I mean, from the moment I first put my helmet on back in my senior novice days of quarter midgets, I was hooked. It was something else. It did start as just a hobby for me. And then it grew into something bigger over the years that I raced. It became a passion, and we grew with the families at the track. And that's also something else I love about it. It's very family oriented. You meet new people, and I've met some of the best families that I never imagined of meeting, and I'm so thankful that racing brought me those families. And racing has also been a part of my competitor side. It's the adrenaline. You can't get that really from anywhere else.
Right. That's pretty cool. I will agree with you on the family thing and the fact that there are some really, really, some of the best people I've ever met are people that I met through or at the racetrack. So you're 100% right on that. I think that's a big deal. You might be in for I don't know. It's still the same. The midget series is going to be great for you because they are a big, huge family. I know once you get higher up, the family thing is still there, but it's not quite as prevalent as it is, like maybe say when you're quarter midget racing and stuff. But
but I've already gotten a taste of kind of like the family aspect of it. Galen and Carla have just been super welcoming for us, and
yep, you're gonna be awesome there.
Yes, I haven't even met them yet, and I'm excited for the time that I do get to meet them. They've just been super helpful.
Oh, you will love Carla and Galen. I mean, I'm telling you that they're one of the main reasons why this series is taken off. I mean, it's and I think you'll find that it is a really a strong bond between everybody. So there's not a lot of the drama that you might see somewhere else. I mean, they've got a super, super solid series, and it's only going to do nothing but grow if they keep running it like this. I can assure you that. So you did good there. So quarter midgets, how about, who was your toughest competitor when you were quarter midgeting? Did you have one?
I've had a couple, and they've all moved on to dirt racing. I've raced with Caitlin Hammer, who runs up at Deming. She runs a 600. I've raced with Tanner Holm. He's also up at Deming. I've raced with Chance Crum, Hannah Lindquist. They're all great competitors.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You've raced with some good ones. So my last question, what about your crew? Who is that, and who's going to be helping you out, and do you have any marketing partners and so forth?
Yeah, my crew is my dad, Chris, my mom, Katie, family friends, Scott and Cameron Neisinger, Thomas Root, and Todd Coleman, and it's growing. It's, like I said, it's a huge family sport, and they've all been involved with me since day one.
Right.
And as of right now, we're just getting started. My sponsors on board right now are Clean Crawls and Woodinville Import Auto Repair, and we are in the process of looking for new sponsors.
Wow, that's awesome. So, hey, those of you listening out there want to help out a young lady get started in her career, man, get a hold of Breanna Brostrom. Well, Breanna, shoot, that's awesome. I mean, I'm just so excited for you. I mean, I'm super excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when does it all kick off for you? When you got plans to go run the car here? I mean, not now, but I mean, you gonna get some shakedown on it?
Yeah, we are looking at going down to Salem, Oregon, the weekend of January 13th, just to, practice getting on and off the track, starting the car, and shaking it down.
Well, I'll see you there because I'll probably be there.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll
Sounds
be
good.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Get to see the maiden voyage. Oh boy. Yeah. Lippy, you got anything?
I just wanted to know, when you came out of quarter midgets, did you do anything else, or did you just take a little bit of time off and then go into the focus?
Took a little time off. We didn't really know where we were going from after quarter midgets, and we did our research and decided on the focus midgets.
Nice. So you haven't even so much as have driven one of these yet?
I have not.
Oh man, this is going to be fun.
I know, right?
That would be exciting. Okay,
Super cool.
Perfect. I want to be there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Breanna, thank you so much for being on the show. I know. I hope you have a great season. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the 13th down there and watching you shake it down. But you're gonna be awesome. I know it.
I can't wait to see her on the mic after her first win. She's going to tear it up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, keep us posted and be sure you tune into the show and let us know what's going on.
Keep the shiny side up.
I definitely will. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, you're so welcome, Breanna. It was my honor. You're doing me a bigger favor than I am you, so thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Okay, we'll talk soon, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Breanna Brostrom, everybody, what do you think?
You heard her here first.
Yes, you did. And what do you think?
I think she's a natural. On the mic, she'll do
Yeah, she was
great.
awesome. I mean, and there'll be a little bit of a curve there, right? Don't you think? I mean, there's got to be. But
there was for me, but she's got a lot of years in a quarter midget. So,
Yeah.
That's just going to be natural. Throttle control is going to be her biggest thing, and that only comes with time. So. She'll do fine.
Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. This guy is 2 for 2 in the LO206 Light. His name? Janders. Kevin Janders. What's going on, man? Are you there?
Hey, Terry, thanks for having me on the podcast.
Hey, dude, you're welcome. Thank you for being on it. So,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just going to hit it to you early. So, you came down that first one, and you were like, I don't know, man, this dirt. I don't even know why everybody's wasting their time on it. And then you got here, and you got in the thing, and then what'd you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had that same idea when I came down to try it out. Wasn't really sure what it was all about. But once I started driving it, figured out there's a whole lot of little nuances, and you got to be just perfect every lap, and it's really challenging. I think almost more so than the pavement, I would even say. So my perception really changed once I just tried it. A lot of people actually haven't tried the dirt, but I'm definitely into it. It's a lot to learn as well. It's a big challenge.
Yeah. So, will you repeat that again about being puss every lap, and what did you say? It was almost more so than asphalt. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be super precise. You can't hit the berm the wrong way. You got to set the car up right and just the perfect slide on the corner entry and the throttle application at the right time. So it's super challenging. It's really fun.
It makes me happy that you just said that. Because so many people get the wrong idea about they think it's nothing, and you've just made my whole night.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of probably the main reason I was able to figure it out, and I have a little speed secret I can share. For the audience, just about how I was able to make that transition so quickly, and a lot of it is due to the coaching that I received from Kyle Keenan. And the first time I went out on the dirt, the steering wheel, you have to turn to the right, and I was trying to hold it straight. So then I would just correct it, and I was going back and forth down the straightaway, fighting the steering wheel. And basically I was just doing about everything wrong. And, there's not a lot of track time on the Saturday races. I think there's just 4 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not really too much time to test or practice much.
Well, there is,
there is
Friday night.
Yeah.
There is Friday night, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's cool. And I heard some people were testing there, but we couldn't make it down for the Friday night. But each session I got off the track, I would ask Kyle Keenan as many questions as I could, because he was the driver coach on the Product 41 team, and I just tried to be like a sponge, trying to soak up all the information he could tell me with the tight time frame we had in between races. So I attribute a lot of it a lot of myself figuring it out to Kyle Keenan's coaching.
Wow. That's cool. Well, if he would have, I wish he would have followed his own coaching. No, I'm just kidding. He did pretty good. He did okay as for he wasn't. I don't know if he did as good as you his first couple, but yeah, there's no doubt. You know, both,
and you know what? He doesn't even really coach much in the dirt. He's mainly
right.
Coaches the car stuff. But I think that transitions over to him teaching in the dirt. He's just a really good coach.
Right.
So I'm super thankful to work with him.
Absolutely, man. And I think you'll find that when you are a good coach like that. I mean, now it would have been maybe a little bit tougher if he hadn't have run on it. But I think the fact that he's run on it, it's almost like you now. Now you can go, and if you were in the same boat, you could tell somebody, hey, I was doing the same thing, but here's what you need to do, right? So I mean, I just think that time, him being there on the track, really helped him as a coach, because he already understood what he needed to do. It was just kind of figuring out what the surface was going to allow him to do.
Yeah, in the second race, I had quite a bit of pressure from Leonardo Borrego because he's done some dirt stuff before. So I didn't know how quick he was going to be. I was actually thinking before the race, like, this guy's probably going to win because he's already had some dirt experience on me. He's in the same car as me, the same Product 41 arrive and drive. So I know he's got the best equipment. So the pressure was on when in the second race when we were running together.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the guy you need to worry about is the guy that was crewing for you, Monroe Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
He took it to it like a duck to water, man. He was killer. I mean, so I thought he was going to be running. Is he not, or do you know?
Well, I think he's going to be running in the third race. I never really know with him. His schedule's always changing.
Either that or he's in bed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So are you planning on being back then on the back in Salem on the 16th? Are you going to be running that?
I believe so. Yeah. When because Ched Follis was the one who brought me down for the first race, and the Follis Kart Racing sponsored the Arrive and Drive cart for me, and so my schedule was actually pretty busy at the time. I didn't even know if I would have time for the first race because I was doing track days. I was doing 2 track days a month in my Mini Cooper, and then I was doing go-kart shifter races up at Sumas. So I was just able to, it was like every weekend I was racing, and I was able to fit those races in, which was awesome. It's always cool to be able to have the opportunity to go racing each weekend. It was really cool as a racer to do that. But now the schedule's freeing up for the winter, so I think I'll definitely be back at the third race. The question is now, Terry, should I retire while I'm ahead in the dirt stuff? Should I just
you know what? I think you run until you get beat.
I say you buy a cart and just stick with it.
That's what I say too, honestly. But I'm saying, hey, I think since you've won 2 in a row, Swires eats the fee this next time.
It's his treat.
Yeah, his treat. You've won 2 in a row. You put him on the map. You say, hey, man, I need a little something, man. You need to hook me up here.
Well, I think the Follis Kart Racing is definitely looking to sponsor the next one, so that shouldn't be a problem.
That's awesome, man. Well, I know you're exciting to watch. You two guys were, really good. Now, the other thing you could do to challenge yourself is, you you could bolt some weight on, and you could go run against Hatch and Normandin and Brian Green and some of them cats and see what you got.
Or try a KT.
Yeah, I'll have to ask the team, see if they want the equipment beat up twice as much.
Oh, baby.
Hey,
So, go ahead, Jeff.
do you think now that you've kind of changed your mind about the dirt racing, do you think you can take something back over to the asphalt from what you've been doing this winter?
Yeah, I think, anything you can do outside of the asphalt, any kind of driving, will help improve. I think like for me in the dirt race, I noticed some of the drivers, whenever they would make a little bit of a mistake, it would cost them, quite a bit of distance on the track. So, like in the final race, on the last one, when I'm just trying to aim right for the best part of the track, and it's changing throughout the race, the surface and how it's gripping up. And, I was just turning it and just trying to be perfectly setting the car exactly on the best part of the track, consistently every time. So I think that will definitely help in the asphalt for sure.
Mm-hmm. You're right. It does. You lose, and the feet show up on the. I mean, you can really see when you make a mistake. You actually see it. I mean, there's a lot of distance that's lost there. That you're 100% right there. But well, wow,
yeah.
man. So you're gonna hit the dirt. You got any? You flat out? You gonna do any more pavement stuff this winter anywhere, or are you pretty much done until next year?
I'm doing the races at Pacific GP, the 4-stroke LO206 races. I'm doing that with Falls Kart Racing, and my dad also runs that in the 206. And he actually has one of the fastest lap times. I'll give him a shout out. My dad, Jeff Janders, has one of the fastest lap times at PGP in his Falls Kart Racing kart. So my dad and I love going to those races in the winter. They have them every month in the winter. And then we do some test days up at Sumas. And I think those are about the only winter races I have scheduled.
Wow, sweet. So what's going on for 2018?
Definitely some go-karting, for sure. Monroe and I have actually been talking about, what kind of races we want to be doing, but we definitely want to be doing the shifter kart races. And then we've been looking into Formula 4 a little bit, just looking at that series. So might do some Formula car testing. But yeah, just trying to make, now is the time where we, as racers, we're, trying to plan out the schedule for 2018.
Yeah, for sure. Well, sweet, man. Sweet, sweet, sweet. 2 for 2. I can't wait to see what you do here on the 16th when you come back. So, but thanks for taking the time to be on the show, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and definitely a big shout out to Ronnie Sawyers and his Product 41 Arrive and Drive. Those are, no mechanical problems, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. That doesn't matter what you're doing. That's always a plus. So, well,
yeah.
Hey, man, we'll be in touch, okay?
Okay, hope to see you at the next race.
Oh, yeah, you will for sure, man. Take care.
Hey, thanks, Terry.
You bet. Bye-bye. All right, Kevin Janders, our guest, and he said it. I didn't even have to prod him.
Nope, sure didn't.
And let me just say, he's what do I want to say? He's
Money in the seat.
he's money on the pavement. I mean, he's not like he's an accredited. He's legit. So for him to say that, that's really saying something. Because he said, man, and he said it. Hey, I've seen where you make a mistake, and it really makes a big difference, much more so than on pavement per se. So there you have it, and you got to be more precise and.
Yeah, the dirt's not as forgiving as asphalt.
Yeah,
is.
no.
So,
but all these guys they think maybe that's why they don't like it, right? Because it does it you got to be up on the wheel all the time. It's not like you get a big mile lead and you can just stroke it. You got to.
Or they just haven't tried it.
Yeah, well, getting them to try it is tough. But I've got Jerry Pitts and Jeff Slower both up at Monroe, and so I'm going to be trying to get them down there because they came to Salem. That's where they first saw it, and so, and then so I don't know, Monroe, Jordan, yeah. So hey, one at a time, I guess that's what we do.
Yeah.
Speaking of 206s, Jason had actually put down earlier there was only 3 spots left for the big race after the BK down there around.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I put a link up on the Northwest Race Report Facebook page, but it's the Hangover 206. They're going 206 laps, and that'll be after the 200 lap Predator race.
Yep.
So. Go there, click on the link, and it'll take you right to the page where you can sign up. And so there's 3 spots left. So if you want to get in, Product 41, hopefully you already did, get in there. That'll be a test right there. That'll be a big test. Are you in?
I think we're going to be running the Predator. I don't know about the 206. We just purchased a motor, so we're still amassing parts.
Oh.
So
yeah,
hopefully we'll make it. But if there's only 3 spots left, then
the 206 one. Yeah, I mean that's. Mm-hmm.
What does Stray Matt say?
What? I don't know. So let's see.
Email Jeff Slot all the info about the Open KT class. He sounds interested. There's quite a few people I've seen now that are coming or saying they're going to come from Monroe now with the new class they have.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Good deal. Yeah, that's going to be, hopefully that'll be the shot in the arm we need there. But, hey, don't forget, guys, there's only if you count December, there's the 16th, the 30th, and the 20th. There's only 3 more races left before the BK. So
yes, sir.
If you're wanting to get some time down there, I would suggest a week probably not. Well, I don't know. Maybe a weekend's enough for you. I don't know. But there's only 3 left there, so at least until the BK, and then after that, who knows? We'll wait and see. But, yes, indeed. Well, I know I promised you this quickly. I don't know. I can do it probably really quick. I had 8 tips for you that for your driving mentality, and I think this kind of goes hand in hand with what Janders was saying. But so you guys can be the devil's advocate over there, but you need to build your speed gradually. You should race slowly and gradually and build speed before going for your best lap time. Get to know the track and your machine. So, would you agree? Yes, no?
Yes.
Focus down track. You should be focusing your eyes further down the track. Your hands will naturally take you where your eyes are looking. So if you stare directly in front of your machine, you won't have time to react.
This is a conversation we've had.
Boom. The best racers are smooth. The machines take a gentle touch, so pay attention to applying throttle gradually out of the corners when transitioning to a light brake before the corner. The more you adjust your line while driving through the corner, the longer it takes you to get through it. Agreed?
Yes.
Do your research. A big key to racing is knowing what to expect. Learning the track is the best way to improve your lap time, so take a couple of laps to memorize each turn. Build your speed slowly and concentrate on finding the right line. Agreed?
Yes.
Number 5, keep up your momentum. In order to get your best lap times, you will need to keep your machine's momentum up whenever possible. You should follow the best racing lines, enter widely into a turn, and exit sharply out of it. Only use the brakes to slow enough to the proper speed for the corner.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Pay attention to posture. I don't know if I'm into this one, but to get the most out of your machine, you must be balanced. Too many drivers shift themselves up and out of the seat by pulling on the steering wheel. What do you agree with that?
I do. I also
Is something funny? Am I missing something, or
I also there's a bit of a chat there. Also, I'll have to say that the flopping side to side is big too, and that
jack the
to jack the weight. But if you have to do that, then something's wrong, and you shouldn't have to. So if you're having to think and take that into consideration, work on your setup some more, because you shouldn't have to do that.
Beauty. Exit turns quickly. Even more important than your speed entering the turn is your speed exiting the turn. The best drivers enter the turn a little slower, carry their momentum through, and hit the throttle ASAP in order to maintain maximum acceleration. Acceleration out of a turn carries more speed down the next straightaway, and is much more valuable than any time you might save driving into a corner aggressively.
Yeah, for sure.
That is. You agree with that?
Yep.
Lastly, skidding shaves speed. The easiest way to tell if you're overdriving your machine is when you are skidding into the corners or sliding the back end through it. If tires are sliding, you are losing speed on the track. Use your brakes sparingly and smoothly to set the proper speed, and you'll be amazed at how much time you save.
Yeah, I agree. The sideways is not the fast way. It's the fun way, but it's not the fast way.
And it looks cool,
Yep.
but it isn't always the fast way. But that doesn't mean sometimes you don't have to do that in order to
and
get what you need done.
Well, yeah, and it's different for different stuff. I mean, cage carts go a lot faster that way. You know, it's just some things work and some things don't. So
Yeah, but the cage cars all got a wing working with it. So
there you go.
You're leaning on the wing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I watched some great modified racing the other night, and those guys were switching lanes on a high groove and a low groove, and they went back and forth and sliding sideways, and it was just some phenomenal stuff.
Jason Suchich says $100 added to the Dwarf Saturday. If the $100 additional, if it goes flag to flag.
Wow.
Now, is that the winner has to go bell to bell, or the race has to go bell to bell?
Race, I'm assuming.
And then Michelson says, flag to flag, Jason? Have you watched a main?
That's what he's trying to
Laughing
promote.
my butt off. I'll do my best. Yeah. And that's right. Luce is fast on the edge of out of control.
Well, I got a couple things here.
Yeah, go for it.
Few
We got a couple minutes, I think.
few rumors, I should say. For all you late model fans who have been racing around South Sound, you'll remember the name of Tom Sweatman. Tom has, from my understanding, has parked his dirt car, drug back out the late model, and he's going pavement racing again next year to come down and play with you guys.
Wow, that should be interesting.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure whether it's in the limited or the unlimited, but I will find that out before long.
Sweet.
And then the Northwest Super Late Model Series, they posted the schedule that they happen to have right now. April 28th is going to be the Leonard Evans 150. Right now, May is an open race. They don't have anything yet. Then June 2nd will be at South Sound. July 28th will be at Evergreen. August 18th will be at South Sound. September 8th will be at Evergreen. And then I'll finish up the year at September 23rd with the Neil Berry 125 back at Wenatchee.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a plus for those guys, that series.
Yeah, not as much traveling, but and I don't know what's going on with Spokane or State Line, but I kind of caught a deal off the Facebook deal that they didn't want to cooperate with what they need to do, so
Wow.
they just kind of scheduled around them. So.
Well, that's too bad. I know I can't believe Spokane wouldn't want to be a part of that, but okay.
And then a little bit of a discouraging news I seen on Facebook, and it was pretty much plain and simple. It said there'll be no more indoor racing in Liberty, Kentucky.
Ooh.
After the races, the last time they had the races, the bathrooms were destroyed. They broke the stalls up. There was oil poured in the parking lot, dirty diapers, all types of prep stuff left laying around.
See,
the county said, done.
That's all it takes is a few people to be, out of line, and it ruins it for all of us. And that's sad. The track that he's speaking of is a go-kart track, an indoor go-kart track. So that's sad that happens, that people go in and just mess it up for everybody,
Yeah, I mean, why would you do that? I mean, why would you dump oil in the park? I mean, you don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, but what type of slob's going to leave all their stuff scattered all over?
Yeah. Boy, you'd sure hate to see their homes, wouldn't you? Holy cow. I don't know. It's just, that's upsetting. That's too bad. Well, at least we don't, hopefully we don't really have that problem around. For the most part, at least the places I've been, it's.
Culver says all of Dan Ober's stuff's for sale.
Ooh.
That's some good equipment.
Yeah, that's decent. A good start. A really good start. Ooh, the Northwest Race Report. No.
No, we tried to do this once before. It ain't happening.
I know.
I got a bit of a news flash. Dave Kolstad is done out at Rainier.
Yes.
And we have a new promoter out there at Rainier. He has a 10-race deal that he's put together with 4 double headers. So look for those announcements and stuff to come. He's going to be down at Salem on the 16th, watching how everything goes down there, and he kind of wants to run his program very similar to what Salem's doing. So
sweet. Kyle Keenan says, heck, I have to pull the engines out of my cart to put oil in my van to get home.
Yeah, exactly. Been there, done that.
And then he's got hashtag oil burner. Yes, mains have been good until last race when money got added. Well,
root of all evil.
Yes, it is. Yep. But yet on the other hand, if you're Scott McDowell, apparently your money's no good because he offered to pay everybody's entry fee for the 5-horse opens, and you know how many he got?
Not one.
So I don't know. Go figure that one. That's hard to wrap my head around that one.
Yep. It is, and maybe money isn't the way to do it. Maybe like Scott is try and get them down there with a free entry, and then set the hook so they want to come back instead of just throwing money at it to win.
Well, I don't know. Apparently, a free entry doesn't even matter, right? So it's not our job, I guess, to understand why. It's just to report what happens.
Yeah. I seen the discussion last week there. They were talking about money before, and Ronnie hit it right on the head there. You don't talk about money, you just give them to them at the end.
That's it. I think that is it. Because that way, if you don't talk about it, even if it's not a lot, something's better than nothing. So if somebody comes and hands you money, you're less apt to complain about it than if they say, oh, yeah, what do you mean I only got $12 or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could have got a size 12, and that could have been your pay. I don't know, but anyway.
Oh my gosh, it's good to be back.
That's going to be a wrap, I think. So this weekend, Cage Kart's going to be at Salem, 2-day show. Dwarfs are going to be there. Lots of good stuff. Lip, you know anything going on?
No.
No. So when are you making your debut?
I'll be down on the 16th. Well, I'll be down on the 15th, actually, shaking my stuff down and practicing on the Friday night and then racing on the 16th. So
make sure you come down on December 15th. Glenn Tower, the Northwest Race Report, will be there. He's going to have an autograph session beforehand, so come on down.
Absolutely.
And get an autograph and watch him do a little practicing down there. It should be pretty cool.
And bring Bradley Shaw with you.
Ooh. Do I hear a challenge? Yeah. Come on, Shaw, bring it. We want you, Monroe. We want you.
Do.
Come on
bring
down.
It.
Come on down. And if I'll be surprised if you don't love it. So bring it, Shaw. Bring it. We'll see you next week. And until then, if somebody's on the bottom, what do you got to do?
Hit the high side.
Hit the high side. We love you, everybody. Thanks for the support. We'll see you next week.